Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you for being here. If you have not been here before, make sure you go down to the comments below or the description, check out things that can help you. Those are things like deals, discounts, and places to go when things are being sold at a lower rate that also help me out, because this is what I do full time, from traveling and teaching long range and pistol and carbine to making videos every single week. So anything you guys can do for me to help out, I'm going to make sure I can do some things for you to help out as well. Quick couple updates before we get into my office. Well, we're kind of in this office, but this is my to-go office. And if I seem like I'm not in it, I woke up from a nap, came down here and filmed. I am tired. Quick couple updates. March training begins. I have scheduled training season for myself this year instead of just teaching all at random times or random places. So from March all the way to August, at the end of the year, I am teaching on the road from Washington, Nevada, Texas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, all the way up to Pennsylvania before I come back home to the Rockies. So make sure you get on the website and check that out. The link is down there below. And if you go even further below, you might find out something that helps you out with that. Now, we got a new president in office and all that. He is shaking things up, and I am hoping that the economy gets better and gets moving again out of this slow crawl that we've been put into. Politics aside, that shit sucks. So hopefully that happens so that what I want to do is I want to train everybody. I want to bring the prices down as low as I possibly can so that I can get you guys a small, almost no barrier to entry. But I am probably going to be putting up another 50% off sale because I want to fill classes fast, and I want to give people the opportunity that wouldn't normally have it, the chance to get in there. So make sure you guys look out for that. Now, to jump farther into this, further is a definition of degree. Why am I going to go over something that seems so simple? Put a piece of glass on top of a tripod and let it go. Because there is a lot that can make it really easy, and with a lot of gear going on, especially when you're filming and doing different things like that, it is really important to be as streamlined and efficient as possible. So that is what I'm going to go over. For example, everything that is on / in this tripod is always on / in this tripod unless I need it otherwise. So when I pull it out of my vehicle and set up for a video, set up for a class, set up for whatever I'm doing, maybe I just feel like one of those rare times I can carve some time and get out and shoot myself just for me, then I just pull this out of the vehicle as it is. I might pop these off and get banging. So the first things first with this is a Two Vets tripod. It is their original no-name tripod. It's my second oldest one, and it's been beat up pretty bad. from my hard use to students who didn't know what to do or what not to do, but it is still legging it out. So I took that and I have a True North Raven wrap over it. So what that is it's the wrap that goes on each leg that allows this board to be hooked on. It is on there. It's a nylon material. It's got some soft stuff and felt, but it's also wrapped up in shock cord, the stretchy cord, and it gets velcroed all the way down. You then shock cord it yourself and tighten it all the way up. What does that do? It gives me like unlimited capability to hook things, hang things, and do whatever I need. One of the coolest features that's the most helpful about this is this this banana hammock. This hammock that goes on here that basically just gives me a place that I can easily set stuff down real quick if I need to. And like you just saw, whenever I'm not using it and I need to use the legs to open up or do whatever, I just pull it off the two legs and I put it up in the shock cord of the one, and I'm good to go, and it doesn't fall off, doesn't do anything like that. It's super, super helpful. But yeah, now I have a place to set other stuff, which is super handy. Now, I really didn't start getting the full use out of this until I just had too much on me, too much things going on to where I needed, all right, I need to make the effort to build a center base of my firing line for my shooters and make sure everything there, everything I need is there. And there's still a couple things I'm actually going to add too. For example, the quick things that I do want to add, I need to take all the drills that I use for different classes and different things, and I need to make little cards and slip them in here because I just have them in my head and I want something more tangible. I'm getting old, I forget things. If I need to have a shooter or a friend or whatever, be like, hey, grab that so you can do this, or like even an AI that comes out for me or something to help out with a class, hey, take this and go with that group and do that. That would be helpful. So I'm gonna start after, just did the hammock, but I'm gonna start from this pouch. I didn't use this pouch for the longest time because I really didn't see the use for it other than holding stuff, but everything I needed for majority of what I did, I just carried on me. I was like, I'm sick of that. I'm tired of that. So now let me break this down. So this pouch opens up and it also has a clear little thing in here that Velcro shut so you can see whatever you need. I keep a phone case in here. This phone case goes to my phone so that I can simply pop that on here. And what I do for that is this guy. So if my phone's in here, I take this, boom, pop it onto my binos. So now I can record anything I need to do on those binos. It's super helpful, it's easy, it's all right here. Especially if I need to laser rangefind or anything, or I just want to show a shooter where they're shooting. There's a million and one uses for it. It does, however, get in the way if you actually need to do some true spotting and not worry about video. What I mean by it gets in the way is if you try to put your face up here while this is on, it's annoying because the bridge of your brow will hit it, but it's easy, just pop up. It stays in there just by tension. This is by Olin, O-L-L-I-N. They were phenomenal. I said, hey, this is the problem I'm having. Is there anything you guys can help out with? And they not only made me one for this, which is still not in, these that are still not in production, as long as I gave them some feedback on it, which absolutely, right? But they also made one for a pair of binos that I have that I've been using for years because the company wouldn't even reach out, wouldn't even communicate with them. So there is that. So yeah, this has been phenomenal. I'm just gonna set that right here. Now, the other thing is Ear Pro. I have two sets of Ear Pro on here. I have an outer and an inner, and I'll explain this in a bit. But I actually just recently bought these like 2 to 3 months ago. Auto Ear Pro have, look at that presentation, right? They look really cool. They got everything you need right in there. Closes up, nice and tight, locks. If you need to charge it, you pop it open, plug it in. That's dope. I've actually liked these a lot. They've been really good for me. No relationship with the company or anything. I bought them myself because I was just like, I need something better. I had I had Ear Pro such as this before that was really good. I actually liked it, maybe even better than this, and and the reason why is because it had a wire connecting one to the other, and it was Bluetooth, so I could Bluetooth to my phone with noise canceling, and I could still hear everything just fine, but I could also play music while I was out shooting by myself. So I was just jamming in my own world, listening to some Viking war music, because that is the way. But these things have been phenomenal. Yes, there is the risk of losing one versus the other. I think when I originally bought it, they had a string thing that I could tie to each one of them. Since then, I don't know. I took these to Ukraine with me, and well, they made it through that, so there we go. Here we go. This thing is cool, though. I like it a lot. I make sure I always have it. And Garmin Zero for a chronograph. Now, this is out of all the things that I have that I use professionally, this is the one thing that helped my classes so much. It sped up time from taking a magneto speed and connecting it, disconnecting it to every single rifle to make sure I can chrono my dudes. This probably saved 45 minutes to an hour of every single class, even longer, I would say, depending on the size of the class. And what that did is it freed up my time, freed up my stress, because that was always a pain in the ass part of the class, because then I'd have to have there'd be a time where shooters just weren't doing anything, just waiting on me for their rifle. So this has been phenomenal. The great thing about it is I can also take all the information of it, put it on my computer, which is simple. There's a bunch of different mounts that came out really quick on the aftermarket for them. Companies responded and did what they could with them, and so you can mount these to the rifles, you can mount them above your scope, you can do all kinds of wild stuff with them. And now that I'm starting to play around with archery, this works the same way too. So now I have a chronograph easily for archery. So, and the size of it is great. It's a USB-C rechargeable. No relationship with Garmin, love one, but none with them. But seriously, this thing is good. Yes, it is like 600 some odd bucks just for this right here. So if you're not doing this a lot, it might not be worth it for you. And because you can true without having your velocity, because when you true, you'll get your velocity. Anyway, but this is a lifesaver. I love it. So I keep it in here at all times. The other thing is my trigger cam. Lately, I shoot this rifle more than anything, because it's just like my dedicated go-to right now for any video I'm doing that's not like product specific, unless I've done like every product on there, but just for demoing different things on the range and stuff like that. And I keep my trigger cam in here because as much as I use this, it doesn't look good on the optic. So I keep it in there, keep it charged. If I sell these on my site, if you guys want to check them out, trigger cam is phenomenal. If you haven't seen these before, which would be wild if you've been seeing my content, this is the camera that records through my scope when I'm shooting. And I always put the nice little touch of my eagle head on there because that's dope. And this right here is not available yet. Still playing with it. I have been for a while, but so far, I mean, it works great as a cover. But yeah, that stays in here too. And these are called map pens, MAP. I have a bunch of them still from the Marine Corps. We use them for land navigation, and I keep them in here because this is what I write on stuff with. And more dope cards, which is great. So these are from Sun and Shadow. They always write me a little note, and they not only have these. I'll show you. They're not shown right there. I'll show you the other ones in a second. They're muted colors for tactical environments. But these dope cards are, well, they're dope. But I don't say that ironically. I use that word all the time. These go from 100 to 1,000 in 20-yard or meter increments, whatever you're doing. And they are phenomenal to have. And I use them all the time. Especially like if I'm going somewhere that I know I'm going to be shooting and I don't know if I'm going to zero, I'll pull the elevation of that location from maps, like online maps, and I'll set it on my Kestrel, and then I'll build a dope card for it real quick, just in case. And if you guys didn't see the high angle SPR Hunter video I did at Branded Rock, I had this, and I had this arm board from Sun and Shadow 2, where that's what I use to engage multiple targets from like 300 yards out to almost 1900. I tried. I didn't get there. Spoiler. Because I just completely forgot to grab my Kestrel that day. So, yeah, redundancy is a key. Is a thing. But those are awesome. So, there we go. That's that thing. And if you don't see, this comes with a panel. You simply just hook it on here, right? And then this mollies, you can molly it on here and then it just stays. I could have it lower, give me more space, but what I find is that this does just fine. This is phenomenal. Now, I've had this thing stacked up in the hammock and everything with camera batteries and extra mags and blah blah blah, because I'm trying to keep everything in one place. But it's been great. This is a True North Raven wrap. They are not cheap. And I understand price. I don't ever actually think I really complain about price on things. Like I typically just get it. I will say, however, these things are not cheap. It has been durable. I've had it on 3 to 4 different tripods of all different leg widths and lengths, and I just kind of scrunch it in to make it work, which is awesome. But there is a slight separation at the bottom of the layers, but it's more likely caused by me. If you can see where this hook is here, yeah, it kind of scrunches up, and because I have the shock cord so tight, it's probably because of me. I called them, talked to them about it, and they said that they've never seen that, but they'll take a look and see what's up. Anyways, that's the last I've heard about that, but it is really awesome. There are cheaper models out there from, well, Coltac, but I don't totally recommend Coltac. Their quality control overall is pretty low. They have a lot of cool products and good innovation, but their quality control is terrible, and their overall quality, it needs to be brought up quite a lot. So there's very few things I have that are Coltac. There's, well, this, and I'll get into this later, but this little flush cup right here is a QD. That's a Coltac, but it's not a nylon product. Now what can we oh yeah, so I got this belt hook. It's for your ear pro when I was teaching in Iraq, and I don't use it anymore, and I wanted a place I could put these, or I can always get them. So I took a boot blouse from the Marine Corps. I'm just bringing all my history into this thing. I took a boot blouse. If you don't know what that is, we put our boots on, put the boot blouse around the up part of our boot, and then pull our pant over and tuck it up under. And I just, it's stretchy, so I just hooked it in there. And so now I have a dedicated place I can take and put my over ear pro. If you're asking why I have over and inner ear pro, multiple reasons. There's a lot of reasons. The biggest one is maybe it's cold. These things keep my head warmer. Maybe I'm dealing with larger caliber or larger cartridge rifles that are a lot louder, unsuppressed. These help out more. I can put the inner ones in and then the outer over it, stuff like that, to even get double protection. Always, never get double protection. Just don't. Hit it raw. So that is extremely helpful there. And because I have that, now I have the space out of my range bag, which I'm probably going to do a video of next week, is my full range bag setup, because I'm kind of proud of it, because over the years of me putting and developing and working through things on how it works, I haven't changed anything in so long, and I haven't needed to add anything or subtract anything. It's got everything I need, and I'll talk about that. But yeah, anyways, Ear Pro, it's 3M Sportsman's. I've had them since like 2016. They're all taped up because they're messed up, but they still work. So I would love a better pair of Ear Pro, but again, I mean, those things are expensive too, and I chose to go with the inners instead of buying another outer. So yeah, tongue tie. All right, real quick, let's turn this guy. Now, I got a few things here. I have a sling that's just tucked into the nylon, because when I put this tripod up and then I want to carry it and I have stuff in my hands, I can sling this up. And what I do is I put the heavy end at the bottom. That way the weight is caught on the sling on my shoulder, and it doesn't just bounce around when I'm walking, and it doesn't like slide in an awkward way. So heavy end on the bottom, sling it up, and I can go. When it's out of the way, I'm just keeping it there. I'll just take it and hook it up in there, so I don't got to worry about it. It's not just dangling to get caught on things. The other thing that I have hooked on here, I have a quick small carabiner that is hooked to my Sun and Shadow arm board. All right, this is one of the best arm boards on the market. It's actually a good amount of this design is what I've designed myself before I knew this was out there. So then I actually just stopped working on my own design, because I'm like, well, this is pretty much it. And then I take another matte pen, because I have them everywhere, and I slip it through here. Ta-da! Because now I have a pen if I need it. But it has two places I can hold cards. The front panel, which I can see through, and then back here. and these are the tactical color ones. Let me pull it out real quick. All right, so they're a muted coyote, so to speak, and they're the same exact as the others, but a little better, that just don't have that glaring white. So that's awesome. And I keep a fresh stack in here for whenever I need as well. And I've handed them off to shooters and stuff like that too. Now the other thing I also keep is from Right and Rain. This is a little universal all-weather notepad. I cut it, just very slightly cut the edge off to make it fit smoother so I can pull it in and out. So that way now I have a legit piece of note-taking gear on my arm at all times. Last thing I used it for was actually video work. I needed to list things down as I was going. But that's also super helpful too. So now I have basically all my S2 shop, my administration. I think it's S2 shop, S1? One of them's intelligence, one of them's administration. I can't remember. Anyway, all right on my arm. I also needed a place to put this. That just made sense. So I ended up finding a small little carabiner. I got plenty of shot cord to hook up to. Now I can just, again, grab that and go. This is a little thing to clean off lenses for cameras or rifle scopes. That's always there. Actually, I think I've used it like 3 times, but it's nice. I do want to paint it though, just so the color's not bright red, but it does make it easier to see. Now, again, these flush cups are Coltac. They're like the only thing they can't fuck up, but it's got some string connected to it, and I just tie the string around a leg, tie the string through these holes up here, and hook up a sling. It'll take any sling with QD, so if I don't want them, I can just simply pop it off, and voila, no more sling, nothing in my way, and I can go to town. Now, to get to the coup de grace, the main event, the thing we're here for, the balls of the ball and all that, up to the ball head. Again, it's a 2-vets ball head. This, I've had help getting this set up, but I've also had to look in a lot of different places. Now, actually, ignore that. Let's go here. Before I had this Victronics Vector X, this is the setup that I was running, basically. Well, I would have a different rangefinder, but I'm gonna sell it because I just don't want it anymore. I don't need like 5 or 6 rangefinders. I went on to Amazon and I started looking at camera equipment because I needed to build a better spotting setup. I wanted everything right in front of me at all times that was out of my hands. I could leave it, still gonna be there, come back, no big deal. It makes it easier so things don't get lost. And what I had to do is I had to get a rangefinder and my binos. Now, rangefinder, this guy has everything I need. It does not have AB or anything like that. It's straight range and inclination. My binos here are, well, they're 10 power, 12 power with a mil reticle. And then I also wanted a place to put my phone, which I actually don't even know where my phone is right now. So, voila. Got that. The other thing is I also had my Kestrel right here too. So they were both, everything was right here, but I'm not taking that off for you. So your optic provided this. So these take the observation, the mil reticle, the rangefinder, and the ballistics all into one. So now I have a backup spotting set for my assistant instructors when they come out. But the one key thing other than that is this little piece right here I'm about to show you. Is I wanted to find the smallest ball head I possibly could, and that's this guy that I found. Maybe there's smaller out there. If there is, let me know. But these are Leaf Photo MBC 1.8, and you can Google that; it'll pop up. These are not cheap little buggers. I only bought 2 of them. So what I do with these, obviously I mount my binos to them, but the cool thing that you can get set up with this is, and I don't have to do this with here because it's all in one. I will line up, say, my rangefinder because it's fixed. I'm gonna leave it fixed. It's on a little ball head, but it's not all that easy to manipulate. I'll line this up on whatever target, and then with that, I will line up my binos to that, loosen up the ball head, line it up, lock it down. So now both of these are pointing at the exact same place. Then when this is mounted on a tripod, I just control the whole ball head, and everywhere I look, my rangefinder is co-witness to it. I hit it and I can look back, there I go. The pinnacle of success. Until I got a hold of these things. But this is so viable and so helpful. I really do recommend. All you need is one of the ball heads because you only need one of these things to be able to adjust anywhere. this helped out so much, and I work really hard finding those products and getting them in. The other is just an Arca clamp bar that goes right across. All of this stuff is just camera equipment, and some of it can be really expensive, but actually everything in here except the ball head is super cheap. So anyway, so then we come to the Vectronics. It has everything in one. I still use my Kestrel for my ballistics, so I can find it, and these Bluetooth to each other, so I can tell a shooter like, hey, check this out, watch this. I'm gonna give you everything you need. Just watch the Kestrel, lays, there it is, connected. All right, go to work. It's really nice if you're working in a shooting pair where you have an observer and a shooter, so you can cut down on some of the communication that's needed. I can observe and just say, hey, lays, and they'll know that the Bluetooth is connected to here, and they'll look and they'll get a fresh fresh dope on there. This little swing bar is for my phone. It's a lot better than the other one. I can adjust it how I want, and it tightens down in a lot of different ways. And the reason why is, like, I use my phone for ballistics as well, for if I need quick communication to an AI or other part of the team, but also it helps with media. So I have something right there all the time, and it gets it out of my hand and out of my pockets. It's just boom. Now I can walk away from it, don't have to worry about it. But I can also keep track of shooter scores when we're doing different things. Now, before I get into this guy, Kestrel 5700 applied ballistics, they're essential, right? There's a lot of my gear that honestly I feel like everything is essential because I've picked it and put it together and built my system. But no matter what you're doing, you need to have a Kestrel, in my opinion. That is my opinion, and I know it's a lot of others. You can run and be extremely successful with a Hornady Fordoff, or even Applied Ballistics has their new, they just released their own ballistic software on Play Store, so you can download that, and they are sending updates rapidly right now, upgrading it and upgrading and upgrading it. The only thing I don't like is the subscription service for it. Not a fan. Totally get it, recognize game, right? Get money every month, fuck yeah. But Hornady Fordoff on your phone, or yeah, I'm just gonna recommend that one and just let it run. There's others, but it's the simplest and most intuitive. The only other thing I'd say is Kestrel Link Ballistics, because that one has a really bitchin' bullet library you can look through, and they're not biased to their own bullets like Hornady is. Anyways, ta-da! And then the Vectronics Vector X. These are actually 10 by binos with, I'm gonna pull this off. Ta-da! With range enhancers screwed into them, so I can take these off, and these bring it out to 14. I asked them about it because I personally hadn't come across these before, and they said they were getting a bunch of guys that love the 10s because of the size and everything, but they want a little bit more magnification in it, so they came up with this solution. You can pack these and carry them with, and whenever you need it, there you go. So that creates the issue of, okay, if I put these on the binos, my mill reticle is no longer a true mill because it's off. Well, so what they did is they said, screw it, we're going to put 2 mill reticles in there. So the mill reticle on the left and the mill reticle on the right are different. Mill reticle on the right is for the range enhancers, while the mill reticle on the left is for the 10 by of it. So make sure you pay attention to that. Now, I'm going to do a separate video on these because there's so much packed in here, but a quick overview is they have full applied ballistics and atmospherics in them. The only thing they don't measure is the wind. So these are that, essentially. They also, you can have multiple bullet profiles in there, and how accurate is it? I will tell you. I trued this rifle at the same time with this and this, same exact time. And it was 0.02 to 0.03 off. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you the math on that at different distances. It's almost negligible. You cannot aim within that type of small size. So essentially, as far as I've used them, they've been exactly dead on, and I haven't had a single issue with them. And these have been phenomenal. They've completely changed how I do things. They've sped things up so much, so now I can give shooters any kind of information they require immediately. So that's been a big plus. And that is basically my entire shooting spotting setup. These are just Arca camera clamps that I put stuff on. This is a newer phone mount, and on a double ARCA rail, so it can clamp to the top like this one is, and it can clamp to the bottom. And whenever I need to manipulate it, because I'll show you how I do it, because it is helpful if you can control your stuff pretty easily. All I do is whenever I'm spotting, I just bring my hand up here, I hold the T of the ball head, I loosen my left hand, and I move where I need. All right. If I'm just panning straight left and right, all I do is loosen this, and then I just pan left and right. And you may be asking, why am I not doing this at a range and showing you all this? My vehicle is currently in the shop, and I have to buy a new one because it's fried. I got hit last year, and I've ran that thing as far as I could. It's driven across the country multiple times as it is, and I'm currently in the market for a vehicle. So that's what's going on. I am stuck here doing this with you like this for a minute. So hopefully I get something good though. The dealing with some dumbness, but yeah, I'll do that. I'll tell more about that on Shoot the Breeze. Oh, if you haven't seen Shoot the Breeze, it is releasing every Wednesday. It's where, if it's just me, I'm going to run through some questions, answer some stuff, shoot off some stuff that's going on. And if I have a buddy, then you'll see me down here, and we'll be shooting the shit about whatever it is. I do not limit it to just gun stuff. There's so much more to life than just guns and firearms and training. So we go off on whatever. And now they're releasing on Spotify. So they will be released on YouTube every Wednesday. Spotify, they'll go out on Thursdays, and then the regular YouTube will be Sundays. All right. It may look like there's a full team. There's not. It's me, guys. So I'm just finding ways to make everything efficient so I can get it out for you. And the one thing that hurts the most is actually Instagram. It's where the biggest following is, but it's also where I'm blocked the most. YouTube has also ripped down several videos of mine and thrown a strike against the account, which is absolutely abhorrent considering the fact that I made sure that I didn't violate any guidelines. So that's frustrating. Write your congressman, I guess. This is my tripod setup. This is my home. This is where I live. This is what I stand behind and work with. And I tell you what, it's better than sitting at a desk for a 9 to 5, because I've done that and I hate it. But if you have any questions, drop them down below and I will get to them. Any prior questions, check out the training. We got Valentine's Day coming up, so that's probably when I'm gonna do a quick 50% off sale, which is mad. Make sure you and your spouse can come out. And if you got questions about something getting set up one-on-one in any state that I am in, because I'm going to be in every state for a month at a time, we will talk. Email me, sales@weapon-snatcher.com, and we will work that out. I'm doing a couple of those in Washington, some private teaching stuff, so we can get you out, get you trained, get you banging. That's what I like to do. This is what I'm here for. You and you get out and bang.
No,
it wasn't.
I can barely see that fucking thing. I think someone else shot at the same time. No fucking way.
There it is.
Okay, there it is. That's fucking ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid. If you are still here, make considerations to who your significant other is before you allow your emotions to run away with a picture you have painted about what they are doing or feeling towards you. Remember who they are, remember how you care about them, remember how they care about you, and ask yourself, does this fit how I'm feeling right now? If the answer is yes, you have a serious problem. If it's negative. If it's positive, it's kind of cool. If the answer is no, then ask them what these individual actions were, what's behind them, what they're about, before you use them to paint a picture that may not be their picture, that may not be their truth, yet you're laying it at them as if it is. Get out and bang.